Yeah, this is Nilo. Let's go ahead and get in for the channel message for today. First, we have the channeled songs, which are Slow Motion by Juvenile featuring Soulja Slim and Red Nose by Sage the Gemini. I have no idea where we're going with this, but let's just see what goes. Let's just see where it goes. Synchronicities, the numbers I got. It's a big one, so hold on with me. We have 211, hi, 0202, 222, 1515, 311, 0101, 1818, 1919, 234, 2345, 123, 888, 333, 5555, 0110, and 232. Other synchronicities include sharks, axolotls, a feeling of fatigue, could have been a lazy day for you, some low motivation. Hi, thank you. Someone here has a black eye. If you do, I'm so sorry, but that came through, as well as Terminator. So no idea what that has to do with anything, but we're gonna find out. Thank you for the likes, I appreciate it. I'm going to roll these dice to see what astrological house and sign this reading is going to be in. First, we have the 7th house for partnerships. 7th house for partnerships, and what sign is that going to be in, Spirit? 9 for Sagittarius. Ooh, Sagittarius in the house of partnerships, optimism, you know, travel, exploratory, kind of fickle energy, unhealed, but we'll see. Oh, expansive as well. Sagittarius are very expansive. Let's get into runes here. Hi! Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Taylor. Be well, okay? Okay. Looks like we have... This is Urus for strength, so some strength coming in. And it looks like we also have Tivas for justice. I'm so sorry to hear that, Taylor. I hope things go better for you, friend. I know it's been a bit rough out there. Let's get into charms. So strength and justice coming in partnerships in the realm of Sagittarius. Interesting. Getting into charms. Trying to keep this from your ears. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. So we have... This is what I call the void charm. So it's like the dark night of the soul going through a dark period in time. So the void is not a fun place to be. The dog charm, staying loyal to what you love. Someone also could have a passed on pet. The key with a little heart here. So there's something hidden within the heart. There's some sort of key within. The rose quartz as well. So healing in the area of self-love. Some of that coming in. Also friendships. And then this little charm. This often reminds me of when you hold this up and it's supposed to sound like the ocean. So a little bit of whimsy. Some here could also live near the ocean or near water. And then we also have the ancestors charm here. So angels, ancestors, spirit guides, God, whatever you believe in, right? In the spiritual realm, that's this charm. So interesting. The key to the heart, self-healing. Going back to a bit more whimsy as well. Strength and justice in the realm of partnerships in the sign of Sagittarius. Very, very interesting. We move some things around. Thank you for the likes. Oh, so sorry, Taylor. I really am. I'm sorry you're going through so much right now. So to everybody who's new here, these cards right here have yes, no, maybes. I don't answer yes, no's on here. Because I don't like putting people's personal business out there. You don't have to give me anything. You don't even have to put your business in the chat. I don't vibe with that. I don't need to know your business. All I ask is that you think your question in your head, and as I do this big collective overarching reading, I will pull cards out and I will say yes, no, maybe. That will be your answer, okay? That's all I ask. I might say that 1 or 2 times depending on people coming in, but that's how I roll. That's what I do. So let's get into it. Hi, Spotless. Let's get into what's going on. Hi, Paya. With the collective at this time. What's going on with the realm of partnerships and Sagittarius? What's happening with my collective? What's going on with my collective, Spirit? The moon. Interesting. The moon card. If you had a yes/no question regarding intuition, shedding light on things, the answer would be no, okay? The path may not be clear, but my intuition lights the way one step at a time. So things are unclear. Something is unclear and we're following our intuition. We have this inkling. Yeah, it's like there's this inkling in the background of something being amiss. Tell me more. Tell me more, Spirit. What's going on here? And please, no tapping into dusty energy. No, I'm not doing that. No. I don't like being in that energy at all. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I like new things. Okay, we're looking for temperance here. We're looking for some balance. When I see cards come in horizontally, that tells me that's our current energy. We flip-flop back and forth. So we're searching for some clarity, trying to find our way through this dark path, right? What is done in the dark is always brought to light. Heading off into our intuition. We have the side of ourselves that's more civilized, you know, the part that we show to everyone else, versus our more wild side. And we're emerging from the water, our emotions, wearing the armor, heading down the journey. In the realm of partnerships, but it looks like we're looking for balance. And this is the card of Sagittarius. Interesting. I know my extremes, now I seek peace. If you had a yes/no question, your answer is yes, especially if it relates to travel and money. Both Jupiter it governs luck and abundance, and Sagittarius rules travel. Okay. Balance, peace, patience. So on one hand, right, as we navigate this, we go through being more balanced, being more patient, having more peace. Yeah, harmonious relationships, tranquility. And then other times we have imbalance, clashing, lack of perspective, discord, hastiness. So in the realm of partnerships, it could be we may tend to rush into relationships. That's with Sagittarius too. They can be a bit reckless. Rushing into relationships. Not that that's a bad thing, but it could mean that you are open to breadcrumbing. Like being breadcrumbed by people with bad intentions. Because they'll give you a ton of love at the beginning. And you'll be like, oh, this is great. This is meant for me. And then you find out, no, they were just giving you what they thought you wanted to hear. Now you're stuck. Right? So we're learning how to navigate that. Yes. I see that here. And again, I don't want to tap into dusty, crusty. No, I don't want you to relive any of your trauma. So I want to figure out what you're doing. But I do get the sense of rushing into relationships. And that's fine, that's okay. Sometimes it's perfectly fine. Yeah, more intuitive energy, more intuition. If you had a yes/no question, your answer is yes, another yes. Especially if it relates to intuitive or spiritual practices, right? The High Priestess is all about mystery, things being mysterious. My inner knowledge is my best guide in all. That's crazy. These are big cards, by the way. These are major arcana. They're big life changes. They're not, something you encounter once a week. This is like, oh, I recognize my patterns in choosing partners. I need to change something. And so you change your whole life, right? big changes here. Trying to find our balance, trying to find, like, this is like figuring out, it's like when you draw a bath or a shower and you're trying to get the perfect temperature. Too much passion all at once, that's probably breadcrumbing. Not enough, they're probably not interested, right? Trying to follow our intuition. There's that moon again. Follow our discernment, that inner knowing. Seeing what we can see. Paying attention. Not necessarily rushing as much. Thank you for the follows and the likes. I really appreciate it. Tell me more. Strength and justice, though. That was a lot. 3 of them came out, so... Heavy no energy. Okay, well, I'm tapping in just a little bit to the past, and I'm sorry, but someone here could have dealt with a really terrible husband. I'm just going to put that there. Unhealed Aries energy, so very childish, very temperamental, very much, I'm in charge and you must listen to me. Who did a whole lot of this. Did a whole lot of stabbing in the back. Did not, yeah, and we left this. We're here. Transition. If not fully here, we're heading here. But there's definitely this, like, journey going through of, like, figuring out, okay, what have I been accepting? What have I been accepting and how did I get here? Yeah, it's kind of like, how did I get here? Ugh. I don't like this energy. Like I said, no dusty energy. Okay, I got it. We went through something really not fun in the relationship category, and that's strength and justice. I did say, what's the strength and justice? This dark night of the soul that we're going through here. Yeah, it's like, oh, I rushed into this. I accepted breadcrumbing. That's how I got here. But how do I not do that again? Yes. Ooh. Illusions. If you have if your yes/no question is about a bunch of choices, the answer is no. Alright, especially in the realm of Venusian energy. So like beauty, things of that nature, and then Scorpio too, so occult again. The no. Yeah, wishful thinking, rose-colored glasses. Yep. So, yeah. Rushing into things, rose-colored glasses, finding out later on, oh, that sucks. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I hate this. Oh. Tell me more about what's going on with my collective here, Spirit. A victory! If you had a yes/no question, your answer is yes. Yes. Especially if it relates to some sort of victory, so like being happy, that type of thing. And if it relates to anybody in the realm of family. Victory. Yeah, so we may have left this or are leaving it. We saw what it was, so there's a victory here. We're heading towards that. Self-discipline, hard work, and focus. That's standing out to me right here. Progress. Yeah, another big life change. With that 7. Strength and justice. Oh my lord. Yeah, it feels like everything will happen at once, or everything is happening at once, right? Because a bunch of cards just fell out of the deck. I'm not taking them because it was like half the deck. But a ton of stuff falling into your lap all at once. And that may have spurred this change of heart, the rose-colored glasses coming off, like noticing things are off, and doing a bunch of this soul searching. Yeah, there will be some kind of celebration. So if you had a yes/no question regarding love, relationships, or friendships, your answer is yes, okay? This is literally that card about that. It's all about friendships, crushes, new relationships. celebration. Yeah, so it's like we're heading towards, so as we work through figuring out our balance, figuring out what works for us in the realm of partnerships, right? When it's okay to rush into things, when it's okay, like what is breadcrumbing, what is acceptable to me, how am I feeling, dipping our toe in and kind of figuring out when it's okay to jump all the way in and when we should pull back because they're being deceptive. That's when we start getting into this victory area and actually celebrating things. Tell me more, Spirit. Oh, that's crazy. I got sharks earlier and I just saw someone named Sharkbait. I was wondering what sharks had to do with this. Oh, it could be like sharks in the water too. Interesting. This came out sideways, the death card. The death card does not mean literal death. Hi, hello. The death card often means like transition, transformation. So like the death of an old self, right? Good morning. Please don't spam the chat. Please don't spam the chat. I'm willing to let go of a past version of myself. Yes, so that's our current journey, right? Now, if you're looking for a yes/no question, this would be like, oh, how do I word this? Will something end, right? Will something come to an end? The answer is no. Okay, so if you had a question related to that, your answer is no. Spiritual transformation, new beginnings, letting go. So that also came sideways. So our whole journey is, and I'll show you here real quick. Our whole journey, this might take me a second, but our whole journey is all of this. Working through this, right? Working through recognizing when it's okay to jump in, working through our intuition, finding that little balance, getting past when people are, throwing their weight around, being temperamental, being rash, love bombing, when people are just out to get us, really, leaving that kind of stuff behind, learning how to be more discerning in our choices. And that leads us to this victory and celebration in our relationships and leads to transformation. So this is a transformative process. Yeah, that journey that journey through the mountains. Crazy. And it's funny because these pillars in the background of that moon card are the same exact pillars that are in the High Priestess card. And they talk about the physical versus the spiritual. So that's just interesting that popped out. Very interesting. So we're working on this little journey right here to see how we can proceed in partnerships and relationships without having these painful events happen. Thank you for the follow. So this is good. We're working really hard. It's difficult, but I saw strength. I see justice in the runes that I got, which means that you are making progress. It's not easy, but we're doing it. That was a lot of cards. Yeah, it just keeps feeling like stuff kind of comes out of left field, a bunch of stuff all at once, which may be making this process a bit more difficult. So whoever this was that you left might still be in your life. It could be a co-parenting situation or something of that nature, or they can't quite leave. So you kind of have to figure out how to handle that. We have marriage, but it's reversed. The Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, right? In the realm of love, it is marriage. It's the marriage, it's the kids, it's the happy home, right? So if you had a question about marriage or relationships, your answer is no. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but that's what it is. Unhappy home life, dysfunctional family, broken home. Yeah, right now, this is not it. Not at all. Nope. Yeah, it's like we want this happy home, but our past relationships have kind of gone upside down. And we're still working on it. Lots of upside down cards, so a lot of factors at play here. I do see a new beginning though with the Fool card, right? And I see it's a maybe here, so take that for what it's worth. It's time to embark on a brand new beginning. Yeah, like I said, you're making progress. So right now, we may be feeling like everything sucks. We may be feeling like things will always be this way, but we're still working through these really heavy feelings. And once we're done working through that, that's where that brand new beginning starts up. Innocence, freedom, travel. New beginnings. Oh yeah, we could have also dealt with somebody who lacked commitment, a committophobe. Thank you for the follows. Oh yeah, challenge standing up for your beliefs. So standing on business. There's that Sagittarius again, standing on business. If you had a yes/no question about, say, starting a new should I go towards this thing that like nobody else in my family agrees with? The answer is yes. Whatever it is that you have to stand on business about, so like whatever it is that you have to fight off others, the answer is yes. But yeah, right now we're standing on business. We're going through all of this transitionary period, going through this little journey, especially internal journey, going towards this new beginning in relationships, but we have to stand on business. We're holding up boundaries. Holding up some boundaries here and having to stand 10 toes on it. Not easy. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Another sideways. Yeah, we feel really beat up. More of that standing our ground, having that wall up. There's that moon again and Sagittarius again. Sagittarius is so heavy. Fatigue. I said someone here felt super drained of energy, but nearly there. Again, it's resilience, right? The key word for this card is resilience. We're here. We go back and forth. Some days we're doing really well. We feel like, we feel beat up, but we're going somewhere. And then other days, it feels last one standing, a foolish defensive position. Yeah, it feels like it's like almost, goodness, the words are hard to come out. It feels like at times we feel like, yes, I can stand on business. Yes, I can have boundaries. And then there's these days where we're tempted to go back into old ways because it's hard. It is rough standing on your boundaries. It really is, because people will really make you feel like you are the most evil person on the planet for having your own wants and desires. They really will. They'll be like, what? How dare you? Like, they get treated poorly and it's the worst thing in the world. How could you do that? But then they treat you poorly and you say, I didn't like that. And they're like, how could you have an opinion? That kind of energy. It's so silly. Like some days we really do feel like we're getting beat up for no reason. And some days we just want the walls to all come down and just be like, whatever, it is what it is. Thank you for the follow. Tell you more on what's going on with the collective at this time today. I see the World card in the reversed as well as the Four of Swords in reversed hanging out in the background here, right? That tells me that in the background, these are karmic patterns, this restlessness, this anxiety. So we feel restless standing on business. We feel anxious, and that makes us feel really tempted to go back into old patterns. Thank you for the follow. The sun, yes. The sun. If you had a yes/no question related to happiness, starting new childlike ventures, your answer is yes, especially if it involves being in the spotlight or children. Yes. But we're currently working on this in order to get to our happiness, standing on business to get to our happiness. I shine my light on the world around me and my radiance attracts more success. More of that optimism, that success. Confidence. Yeah. Trying to make that come in. It's not easy, but in order to find your happiness, you have to have those boundaries. Only for those it applies to. Not everybody wants kids. But for whoever was asking about kids, there's a yes there. Let's see. Now, as I said at the beginning, I'm not the type of reader that requires you to give me anything or anything like that. You don't even have to put your business in the chat. This is one big collective reading. I'm not necessarily answering everybody's question that pops in here. As I pull, you will see these yes, no, maybes. Okay? And that answers your question. All right? You can take it or not. That's fine. But I don't need to know your business. I don't want to know your business. It doesn't need to be on the internet. That just makes me feel weird. But this is how I give you guys that without making myself feel weird. So tell me more, Spirit. But if at any point this resonates with you, feel free to stay. If this isn't your vibe, no hard feelings. Yeah, moving forward, we're working on that in order to leave behind that grief, that disappointment, right? Moving on. So we stop doing that. Yeah. What would I call this? Loss. If you had a yes-no question about losing something, will I lose someone? Will I lose my job? Will I lose my house? The answer is, it's no. Yeah. The answer is no. Moving forward, moving on. If it's more of, will I be moving, like moving to a new place, the answer is yes. But if it's in the realm of like, will I lose something, it's a no, okay? Normally I would say if it's reversed like this, it would be a yes, but I just really strongly feel like if it's like something getting ripped away from you, it's a no. But if it's something you're actually trying to do, like travel or transition, it's a yes. Thank you for the follows and the likes. I appreciate it. I see here, yeah, healing from that internal pain. Not necessarily revisiting those thoughts. Thank you for the share. Goodness gracious. Tell me more, Spirit. The Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords. I'm a little biased though. If you had a question, yes, no question, about speaking your truth or giving a speech or anything that involves communication of honesty, honest communication, your answer is yes. Okay? Especially if it has something to do with an Aquarius. Okay? Thought dominates feelings. The Queen of Swords, right? Queen of Swords is honest. She's very honest. She's very intelligent. She stands on business and she's quick to cut you off. Super quick. The Queen of Detachment, right? Now I know we have a card back here. We'll get there in a second. She stands on business. She rules her throne and she's not afraid to use that sword. Not at all. She does not care. No, she does not. Now, she's not the type who is going to, like, ruin your will to live. She doesn't use her words to hurt, but she is quick to remove herself when she recognizes that you're doing something stupid. You know? So it's like that kind of energy, getting more into our detached era, right? Right now we have the Empress. So if you're like, will I get pregnant, right? If that's your question, the answer is no, okay? That's what this card represents. It represents pregnancy, fertility, that type of thing. Yeah. Interesting. But seeing this in the reverse, we currently don't feel like the Empress. She's the ultimate sitting in her garden surrounded by her abundance and not feeling like she has to chase everything. She doesn't have to do much, like, she just sits in her garden and receives because she's the Empress. You know? Connecting to the earth reminds me that abundance is unlimited. Yeah, we don't feel that way. Insecurity, a lot of insecurity here. Yeah, we're currently there. Like, we're working towards that. That may be where our, like, we want to be more of this energy, quick to cut people off, but we do have times where we overgive, where we see people, it's like you fall in love with the potential or the idea of a person because that's who they presented themselves as, and then once you realize who they are, it's like, I'm afraid to cut them off now. You know? Yeah, it would be like giving them 6 million excuses. Yeah. 6 million excuses, even though they have a perfectly good mouth that can come up with excuses all on their own. So we're working on it. Yeah, not like... Because, like, the Queen of Swords embodies this energy of go away. Go away. Stay out of my gate. But when we're a bit more detached, right? That's when we can get into the upright Empress. So we're working on this. We're still in a little bit of the not quite recognizing that we're an Empress. And you don't have to identify as a lady to be an Empress. Everyone has the Emperor and the Empress within. They have both. Sideways, the Nine of Cups, the Wish card. Fulfillment. Yeah, that's that little journey here. Right? This resilience. Some days feeling like we're on it, standing 10 toes down. Other days we're just ready to give up, right? Hi, hello. Chasing after our happiness, right? We're really working for it, standing on business. Trying to move forward, move on, be more in our detachment era. But sometimes we don't feel like we deserve what we're asking for, and that prevents us from our wish fulfillment, right? More of that Jupiter and Pisces. So like, maybe I'm not being realistic. Maybe I don't deserve fairy tale love. Maybe I should give in on my boundaries a little bit. This just fell out as I was saying that. So Spirit's like, no. No. Stand on them harder, okay? Yeah. But that's what we're currently feeling, right? Because again, this is a little journey. We're trying to get everything upright and going. Figuring it out. We'll do 2 more and then move into the next part. I don't want to be here all day. But I'm happy that I moved past this jerk head because I don't really like tapping into past energy. I just saw 333. Someone here could work with Archangel Michael. That also adds up to the number 9. So a lot more hermit energy, introspection, being on our own. Tell me more, Spirit. Last 2 on what's going on with the collective at this time. Yeah, Uranus just went direct as well, so like more rebellious energy, especially in the realm of Taurus. The 5 of Swords reversed. So if you have a yes/no question about finding out the truth around something, so like for instance, will the rumors end about me? You know, is so and so spreading rumors or lies about me? The answer is yes. Okay, so if it's like, will I find out the truth? The answer is yes. Is so-and-so spreading lies about me? It would be yes. Yeah. We have, scratching the ear, liar. Yeah. So if someone's looking for a liar, if they're an Aquarius, they're a liar. Yeah, peaceful resolution, moving on, more of that moving on, ending conflict, learning from mistakes. So yeah, learning from those mistakes. Aw, thank you. I'm really happy to be helpful to you, friends. Buckle in. My lives are long. If not though, I do post these later as summarized videos. I'll get there when I get there. I do a recap, but if you have to leave at any point, that's totally fine. Come back, you watch the whole thing, totally fine with me. Last one, Spirit. Somebody just flipped over. Inspiration. Ooh, what are we inspired on? Intuition. More of that intuition. A creative nudge. Apathy. Moving on from boredom, from regret, missed opportunities, stagnation, disillusion, focusing on the negative. If you had a question regarding should I start something new in the creative realms, the answer is yes. Right? Or should I take this new, like whatever it is that gets your heart going, should I take this cup, this emotion-filled cup? The answer is yes. Moving on from apathy. So going through these little moments of trying to balance things out and figure it out, that will take you out of the apathy. Yeah, finding mental strength. I just noticed that Four of Swords in reversed again. Finding mental strength, awakening, coming out of isolation. Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. So this is just we're processing some heavy feelings. Okay, we're processing a lot of heavy feelings. It's gonna take a minute, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're going through that dark night. Okay, going through it, but it's okay. If you have passed on pets or loved ones, they're cheering you on, they're in the background, right? They're helping you heal yourself. Hello. And they're helping give you the strength you need for the justice that's coming in, right? The justice being you finally standing on those boundaries and figuring out how to tell when to jump into the thing and when to reel it in. So I have the what's going on. I'm pretty sure I've sunk right on into it. So let's get into why you even need to hear this. Why you even need to hear this today. I'm feeling my Marigold Tarot. This one is deep. I call this my shadow work deck. It's not really designed for that. It's not like they specifically made it a shadow work deck, but that's what I call it, right? So this will probably touch on the reasons why we accept this treatment. So if you want the truth, it'll come out. Especially if you want mental strength. I just put my yes/no cards away, but if this is in the realm of partnerships, so if you have been actively working on how to discern when someone's breadcrumbing you and working through seeing people with rose-colored glasses, then the answer is yes. You will find your wish fulfillment within probably this year, is what I'm thinking. With the new energies coming in, yes. Yeah. I think this will be a very interesting year. The new energy, the actual energy of this year starts on the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th. It'll bring in a lot of fire and a lot of earth, so a lot of grounded energy, a lot of motivation, a lot of spice for the people looking for that. But I see it coming in. We're currently shedding old things. Yes. So, Spirit, tell me why they need to hear this at this time. If you hear sniffles, I'm sorry. It's cedar fever time where I'm at. The allergy meds don't help. Nothing I can do about it. If you like them enough and things are looking good, yeah. I'm not, like I said, we're going through some change in that area, so I do see love going quite well this year. King of Cups. We're in our feelings about it. We're drowning in our emotions. Focusing on the negative. That's why we need to hear this at this time. Yep, your intuition brought you here because we're drowning in our emotions. The High Priestess. If you didn't want to hear that, I'm sorry. I told you, she does not mince words. The King of Cups is supposed to, he rules over the emotions. Our whole masculine side, our go-getter, ambitious side, the part that actually goes out and does the things, right, with motivation. He's currently all in our emotions, and that's why we don't feel motivated to do anything, to pursue anything, yeah, that's kind of why. Knight of Wands energy. We're being flaky. Yeah, we're being a bit flaky. That Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands usually is the fastest knight in the deck. They charge in full motivation. Like no thought, no plan, no nothing. They don't have the resources either. They just dive in. So yeah, more of that just diving in. All in our emotions too. Like it's funny because when it's in the reversed, it can talk about people who step on others, but this to me is more like not feeling motivated, you know? It's definitely going well with this King of Cups in reverse. Like, because my emotions are down in the tank, I don't want to do anything. But I want things to change. And that's why the intuition's coming in. Like, I need someone to help me, like, put some fire under my butt. Yeah, I don't want the new beginnings. And that can make you gullible too, because when we're in our feelings, when we don't feel motivated, we can tend to end up around people who make things worse. Yes, keeps us from starting new things. It blocks new beginnings. I do see here that we're trying to work through that past pain though. We're trying to work through it, and that's why we're here. I want to work through it, but I don't know where to start. I feel like I'm trying to figure it out, but when I reach out to others, they basically get the playbook on how to hurt me worse. Ow, I've been there before. Yeah, it would be like entering new connections and being like, this is what happened to me and I won't be doing this, and that person's like, I would never do that, and then they go do it because you gave them the play-by-play. Not that that's your fault. People suck. Yeah, the Lover's in reversed. The self-sabotage is also here. So we're trying to heal self-sabotage around our partnerships. It's hard. It's hard. It's not an easy task to unlearn patterns. Yeah, I feel like this collective is very romantic, very much love to be in love, and that has burned them quite a lot. Quite a lot. Oh, geez. Well, yeah. There she is. The Queen of Swords popping out again. You needed the Queen of Swords. That's me. My card is the Queen of Swords. You needed me to come up. You needed me to come up here and to give you some hard truth that you didn't really want to hear. That's me. You literally saw her. What color is her hair? What color is my hair? I'm not an Aquarius though, but I just think it's funny that this is my card, one of my cards, and she popped out again. You needed somebody to tell you that it's a no. Just knock that all out of place. There we go. Yeah, it's basically like, I love this card because the main message behind the Queen of Swords is cut that shit. And I think that's funny. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse, right? We're not walking away from stuff. This could be holding on to memories that hurt us. And that's what we're here for. No. Cut it. Cut it. If it hurts you, stop revisiting it. We want to learn the lesson, yes, but don't live there. Learn the lesson and move on. Easier said than done. I know. Trust me, I know. I'm also a lover girl. I've also been down this path. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, we don't want to work with that. No. We don't want to work with that energy. It's like we do, but we don't. Gosh, I hate cedar pollen. Yeah, we don't want to work with it. I get it. It's easier to just stay in the fantasy. It's easier to stay in the illusion. It's easier to just allow things to be and to just live in your head and have this fantasy life. But no, you know it's not true. Yes, exactly. Like, we're still in the process, so we would just want to daydream, but when we live in the daydream, when we live in the escapism part, and I'm coming at you as a Pisces Venus. Your girl knows all about living in the daydream, okay? I'm a Pisces moon and I'm a Pisces Venus. All right? I am a daydreamer. That's me, right? When we do that, we forget to live, and we can stay in really awful situations because we're too busy living in the fantasy to leave. Thank you, Astro Valley. I appreciate you. I'm glad this resonates. I wish it didn't, because I hate when it's a heavy energy, but beautiful. I hate when it's a heavy energy, but I hope it helps. Sideways, yeah, we're trying to gain control of our life. That Emperor, trying to gain control in our life. Because we had someone in our past who acted like they were the god of our life when they were not. And that made us feel powerless. So we're trying to gain our power back. Well, you're not going to get your power back by moping on your throne. And that is not to dismiss anything you've been through. It's just, it is what it is. The more you sit in that feeling, living back there, the less you're spending in the present. And you can't go to the future unless you're in the present. Oh gosh, my Pisces babies, it's been raggedy out here. If you're a Pisces, please be careful. Starting February 26th, that's when Mercury goes into retrograde. It's already happening to me. So it may be a little hard to communicate. No need to panic. Just be a little extra on your P's and Q's. Reread things. Be a little extra cautious when you're talking. Just a little pointer out there. I've already put my yes/no cards away, friend. Tell me more. Yeah. The devil. Self-sabotage. You see how it's like we're going back, being romantic, listening to the sweet nothings? Same here, friend. Saturn has been running me ragged. Yeah. We keep trying to get back in our power, but there it is again. More of them sweet nothings. More of them sweet nothings. Well, what if I just return to old ways? No. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah. This is, what if I just hold on to it? What if I just keep holding on to it? What if I just keep holding on to the rope that hurts me? Yep. We get in our feelings and that causes us to go back. Because standing on our own, standing on business is painful. It's not easy. Of course it's not easy. It's something different. It's not the normal pattern, so our entire body, our entire brain, our psychology, it freaks out because it's new. What else? I see all these flippers, but I don't listen to flippers. Thank you. Yeah, so we're things aren't coming in. So it's like I want stuff to happen, but stuff's not coming in, so am I making the right choice? But we're releasing our burdens. Or, oh wait, maybe it's they haven't been released just yet, and that's why we feel that way. That's why we keep going back. It's like, well, I still feel like things are hard. So maybe this path isn't the way I should be walking. Yes, it is. If the change was comfortable, it's not change. It's just slapping a fresh paint of coat on the same thing. Hello, Peter. Thank you for the likes and for the follows. I do see you. Yeah, making that choice. Making a choice. Making a choice. What you gonna do? Tell me more. What else? Two more, Spirit. Four of Swords. Rest. You need some rest. Yeah, some rest is needed. A bit of a break. A break away from this. Good night, friends. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. Please don't spam the chat. I've already put my yes/no cards away for the evening. And thank you for the follows. Last one, Spirit. The Chariot in reversed. We had the Chariot earlier. So yeah, we're driving in circles. We're in the parking lot doing donuts. Because we're trying to make this decision. I'm gonna pull two more. What are the options? What's the decision? Page of Wands, being inspired. Inspired action. Or what's the other one? What's the other option? Healing. Healing or inspired action? That's a hard choice. What? A break is needed. Because we're... Oh, okay. So, like, in order to make this choice, we have to take a small rest. We have to pull back a bit. Because we're currently doing donuts in the parking lot. You know? Both are great options. So it doesn't really seem like either option would be a bad thing. Thank you. Yeah, 6 of Cups. Getting back into... Yeah, so what could help you get into this, what could help you get into this recharging state would be going into things that made you happy as a kid. So, like, say you liked to do paint by numbers or something like that. Go do it. However you can, right? Even if it doesn't have to necessarily cost any money, if you can find something free to print or something like that, if you have the ability to print. Do that, or whatever makes you like feel a little bit better. We'll do that. So we have our what and we have our why. What do you need to do about it? I just saw 331. That's important for someone here. I'm feeling... Who am I feeling? D&D. Yeah, if you liked playing D&D as a kid, play some D&D. That's Dungeons and Dragons, by the way. I keep forgetting that that also means do not disturb. Maybe some of you need to go on do not disturb. Aw, 111, yay. Yeah, maybe some of you need to go on do not disturb for a little while. Thank you. I like this band too. Please don't ask me to name a song. My mind blanks when that happens. That happened to me before. Someone asked me what they literally, this shirt, they said, what's your favorite Guns N' Roses song? And I could not answer them, and I was so mad. Because I was like, and even now I can't think of one. I think Welcome to the Jungle is one, but I'm terrible with band names. Is that by Guns N' Roses? Yeah, I hate that question because I listen to these people. My dad loves them, but I feel like such a poser. It is? Okay, good, yeah. Because I remember Axl Rose, but for some reason, even though his name is literally in the band, I can't remember that he's in the band. It's so silly. Okay. Yes, Welcome to the Jungle is one of my favorite ones by them. I love it. So, okay. It's embarrassing, but it's true. My dad quizzes me all the time. Like, I've listened to the power ballads. I know the hair metal bands, but he goes, who's this by? And I'm like, I don't know. I always go, AC/DC, and he's like, why? It's not AC/DC. That's the first thing that... Anyway, I'm getting off track. Oh my goodness. So, Spirit, what do they need to do about it? Go for real, Lala. That's beautiful. I love it. I really need to do a Q&A stream to celebrate 1K, because I would love to talk about this kind of dumb stuff on with my followers. But I'm here, I'm on business. to answer burning questions. Let's see. King of Wands. You don't need to prove yourself. Move as the King of Wands. Move with your inspiration. Move with your motivation, okay? We may not feel super motivated right now, and that's fine. Whatever you can do, okay? Whatever you can do. Again, we had that Sagittarius, so it's clear to me that you're a very optimistic person, that you're very motivated, you're very full of fire, you're someone who has a lot of passion. Stay there. You have a beautiful mind. What you say and what you think makes these big, beautiful trees. Stay there. Stay in that. Okay? I'm not telling you to toxic positive your way out of it or spiritually bypass or anything like that, okay? I'm just letting you know, right, to stay in this fun energy. However you can, get into the things that put you in that energy. Let that recharge you a little bit. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody either. The King of Wands does not prove himself. He just does. I've already put my yes/no cards away, friend. So let's see. What else do they need to do about it at this time? Let it go. 8 of Cups. Doesn't that shield look heavy? But put it down. Put it down. You don't gotta carry it. I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, friend, but you don't gotta hold it no more, okay? You don't gotta hold it no more. Thank you for the follow. 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. Can you clarify that, Spirit? I don't think you want them to sit in that energy, so clarify. Clarify this 5 of Pentacles, please. Oh, jeez. Okay. Clarify. Queen of Swords. She came out again. Alright. You're probably not gonna like what I have to say, but I need you to just hear me, okay? You don't have to hold on to the title of victim anymore. What do I mean by that? You got through this mess. You're still breathing. You're still standing. You made it through. You don't have to live in this story anymore, okay? That's not you. Someone may have told you it was, but that's not the truth. They're telling you to get out of victim mode. You're not a victim, okay? No. Yeah, they want you to stop reliving this past and holding on to it, because all that makes you do is continue to sit in this. This is a dragon. Dragons don't sit like this. Dragons are big, beautiful, majestic, mighty creatures. Even the small ones act like chihuahuas and think that they're huge, big, and bad, because they are. Same thing. The Queen of Swords is telling you to knock it off. Alright? Now, this isn't to say that you can't have your feelings, right? But again, we're drowning in our emotions. We're letting ourselves continue to do the donuts in the parking lot, and that's stopping us from doing the healing we're trying to do. Okay? That I know that may be a little harsh, but it's true. We've seen her 3 times now. Yeah. Get out of the mind games. No more mind games. Leave the mind games where they were with this dusty crusty. That's when the stuff will come in, right? That 3 of Wands energy is when we stop living in the mind games. If, like, they wanted you to play these games so bad, you're not playing the game. You were never even on the board. So there's no reason to entertain it now that they're not in your energy or that you're leaving. There's no reason to continue to play the stupid game. You were never meant to win it anyway. Because whoever made it, they were like a little kid who makes up rules anytime things aren't going their way. No need to play. What else? The Page of Pentacles in reversed. Interesting. Page of Pentacles in reversed. I'm gonna ask them to clarify that because that's an interesting energy. Clarify this, please, Spirit. What do you mean by Page of Pentacles in reversed? No, you don't have to pay me, friends. I don't do personals on live. If you want to do a personal reading, I'm happy to do that at the link in my bio, okay? I'm not putting people's business on the internet. That doesn't jive with me. I know I could make a ton of money if I did that, but I just don't like it. Doesn't feel right to me. Six of Cups. There's that Six of Cups again. Because the Page of Pentacles is like, they would be starting something new in the material realm, right? Walking through this little golden door. But it's the reverse, so they don't want you to do that. Starting something new. They want you to be more playful instead. Get more imaginative. Do things that put you in there. Don't throw yourself into work. Okay. Yeah, now is not the time to throw yourself into big new career adventures or anything like that, right? Like, if you're healing over a relationship, now is not the time to throw yourself into work. Now is the time to get more into your creative, like, tapping into better memories. Yeah, you can say something, Nicole. Go ahead. Also, I apologize if the shuffling's really loud. I'm being gentle. These are just dramatic cards. Tell me more on what they need to do about it. I'm not answering questions. This is a big collective reading, so like I don't put people's personal business on the internet. I don't believe in that. It's a collective, right? So you can remain anonymous, vague, you can leave whenever you want, that's fine. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I'm glad. I know that there are people out there. No shade. And by the way, to the readers who do that, that's their prerogative, that's how they live, cool. For me, it always felt strange. Because like you're going through a hard time and now we all know about it. You know, it just feels too invasive to me. And I know I could make a ton of money if I did it that way, but I don't like it. Yeah. We have a tower here too. So let this foundation fall. The tower looks terrifying. It looks intense. It kind of is. It's not always a bad thing though, right? Because the tower is built on shaky foundations. It's built on shaky foundations. The reason it's falling is because it was never built to last. Yeah. Remember how I said, hold on, we live in this little castle, always feeling like this little victim, being like Rapunzel from Tangled, it's not from Tangled, Goldilocks? Whatever. Rapunzel. It's like Rapunzel being trapped in the tower. I'm sorry, I have a kid. He watches Tangled like crazy. Always feeling like the victim, always feeling like, you know, we can never leave, we'll always be this way. When we're a whole dragon and you can just burn the tower down. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, he is obsessed with that movie, so I can't even remember the original freaking fairy tale it comes from. I know it's Rapunzel. I'm pretty sure it's Rapunzel, but, you know. Yeah, let the truth set you free. Let it set you free. Burn the tower down. I don't care how long you've been with that tower. I don't care what they said. I don't care. None of that. Burn it down. You're not a victim. No. If you're no longer with that person or you're leaving that person, you see them for who they are and they've treated you like crap and you're leaving, you're a survivor. You made it. You're a warrior. You're strong. You did it. And don't ever let anybody make you feel like that ever again. Yeah, burn it down. Now, you don't gotta burn every tower down, but like, if the tower's there to keep you small and you're a whole dragon, burn it down. I don't need it. What happens after the tower? The star. The healing. Yeah, the roof is on fire. I've put my yes/no questions away, friends. I'm not answering those at this time. But I hope you find your answer. Tell me more, Spirit. Good morning. That's also why I tell y'all not to put your questions in the chat, because like now I know that information and I'm sad. Like, aw. That's your business. What else do they need to do at this time, Spirit? Yeah, let the truth set you free. Queen of Pentacles in the reversed. You don't need to try to do it all either. Like I said, now is not the time to be going out here and trying to throw yourself into work, trying to be the perfect parent, trying to, no. No, it's not time for you to overgive of yourself. It's not time for you to run yourself ragged. It's time for you to pour into yourself. That's what it's time for. Running ourselves ragged and jumping into work just keeps us from processing and learning the lesson because we're too distracted. And then when we have a moment's rest, what do? We go back and do donuts in the parking lot. We have this 10 of Pentacles here, which is all about legacy and family too. So it's like, they don't want you to go like try to be Superman, Superwoman, but they do want you to lean on your support system, okay? If you, yeah, I just heard beep. If you have people in your family you can rely on, chosen family, blood family, what have you, lean on them. Let your community kind of help you out, okay? Even if that's just like, hey, can I call you on the phone and just chat while I go on a walk to clear my head? Or I just, can you just sit with me for 5 minutes? I just need company. Yeah, anytime you go through those periods of feeling lonely, while you process this, it's okay to just have someone be there, you know? And if you don't have family, right? You have friends. There's someone around you that is happy to support you. Even if it's just your spiritual team, you know? Even if it's just your spiritual team, lean on them. Give them your burdens. They want it. They want to help. Oh, goodness. If you do not work, this would mean, so Pentacles is the realm of the material. So this could mean doing house projects like renovations, yeah, paid work also. So like hobbies, that type of thing, whatever you consider to be brings you joy in the house. So it would be like, you know, don't go on a crazy spending spree, don't start up all these different DIY projects, you know, that type of thing. Now's not the time to start an entire vegetable garden, you know, like small steps. Something that you would put a ton of your time, effort, and energy into that involves your physical body. Because our resources are also our time and our energy. Yeah. I'm not saying to do nothing at all, but I'm saying not to throw everything into it to the point where you're not even thinking about things. This came out sideways. So the Two of Cups is all about reciprocity. Now I'm trying to think of what they mean by this here. Okay, I got it. So when I told you to lean on people, like people that you're close to, what this means is if you have an issue with telling people things and then they use that as their playbook on how to get you to do things and then hurt you with it, not those people, okay? Really paying attention to who's also pouring into your cup. So if you're the 4 a.m. friend, this should also be the 4 a.m. friend. You feel me? That type of thing. Yeah, so like, yeah, and also to pour into yourself. Again, pour into yourself. Reciprocity means you as well. So lean on the people who have been there. The people who, if you were to call them, they would actually listen. Not the ones who just want to tell you all the bad things going on in their life and then hang up the phone. Wow, I showed my age. But those types of people, right? The ones who actually show up, who actually listen. If you don't have actual people around you, which I'm pretty sure you do, we don't always realize those people who are there for us. But if you don't feel that way, your spiritual team is always there for you. They're the ultimate reciprocity, right? You can give them your burdens. You can do that. It's not too much. It's not too heavy for them. They'll take it. And this is also pouring into yourself as well, okay? Pouring into yourself, because your relationship with yourself is also very important, okay? Yeah, the 10 of Cups. Balancing the heart and the mind, the heart and the mind. And the 4 of Wands in reversed. That unhappy home, broken foundations, balancing the heart and the mind. So yeah, healing this part, giving yourself more self-love in order to build a stronger foundation and finding better community, better support. Three more, and then I'll move on. Tell me more on what they should do about it, Spirit. That's way too many. No. 3 more. The perspective shift. That also came in sideways. So yeah. That will give you that perspective shift. So those of you who feel like you don't have anybody, you do. You're just not aware of it yet. Okay? We've been driving circles in the parking lot for so long that we may not even realize that we do have people who actually would be support systems. Right? And sometimes we're our support system. And I know that's not fun to hear, right? Because no one wants to hear the title, oh, you're so strong, you're so resilient, look at how much you can handle and tolerate. But like, when you pour into yourself, you kind of stop falling for other people's BS, because you can love yourself better than the dusty crusty who gave you bare minimum. And when you can stand on that and go, actually, I can love myself better than this, then you don't gotta hold on to people who suck and who will never give you what you deserve. So yeah, just loving on yourself. That perspective shift. And sometimes when we're hurt too, we tend to keep everybody at arm's distance so that we don't ever give anybody the chance to show up in that way. Which can be hard, because at times you let too many people in, get burned, and then you shut everyone out. Back and forth, man. But there are people around you who are willing to help. And maybe just need for you to notice that. I just saw the Strength card. That's funny. 2 more Spirit on what they need to do about it at this time. The Nine of Pentacles in reversed. That's so strange that they keep giving you reversed. Because the Nine of Pentacles in reversed is like not feeling like the captain of your own ship. You know? Clarify that for me, Spirit. You're giving me some riddles. Not feeling like the captain of your own ship. Thank you. Oh, because we overgive. Okay. Alright. That perspective shift. Not feeling like the captain of your own ship because you overgive. Yeah. So pay attention to where you're overgiving. Okay? As you're going through this, pay attention. You want to look for the people who can be the 4 a.m. friend as much as you're the 4 a.m. friend. Don't tell them your business, right? Don't tell the ones who like require you to hear all their problems but never have time for you. Don't tell them your business. Leave them at arm's length. The ones who can show up for you at 4 a.m. consistently, like not all the time, because we don't want to be the taker in the situation, but it should be balanced, you know? But the ones who do show up like that, those are the people you lean on when stuff gets hard. The ones who are actually upset that you're upset, right? They don't like to see you upset and want to help you be happy. Keep those ones. Those ones are allowed in. What else should they do about it at this time, Spirit? Last one, then I'll move on. Thank you. Judgment card in reverse. We need to stop being so hard on ourselves. This is all about, yeah, exactly. This is all about being so judgmental of ourselves. One, you don't want the people who judge you to show up and hear all your personal business, right? Because then they're going to want to go tell everybody. And two, we don't want our own brain to be the one being judgmental, right? No. Yeah. We need people in our lives that are much more reciprocal in nature. We need to be more reciprocal with ourselves. And that'll help us be the captain of our ship. And stop being so damn judgmental of yourself. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay. It's okay to have a bad couple of weeks. It's okay to have a whole bad year. It's okay. It's part of life. That happens. Sometimes we go through some really hard shit. And it's okay to be upset about it. That's perfectly fine. So, I'm feeling called to get into the Oracle Advice cards. I am feeling this one. I don't use this one very often, but it's the little soulmate cards. So, I'm going to get into that in just a moment. Before I get into it, I do a summarized video on my TikTok after the live. So, that's for people who could not make the live. That requires me to do a quick recap. You don't have to do anything. Oh, thank you. You too. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give me anything. I ask for a moment of patience, and then I will jump straight into the Oracle Advice cards and release you to the wilds. So, thank you for your patience. That is the recap. So, let me get into the Oracle Advice cards. You're welcome, Sherry. I'm so sorry for the sniffles. They're just going to be part of my life until March when the cedar finally stops. It's frustrating. So let's see. Now, it is my intention that if you've come across my live or wherever you see me, I'm not allergic, okay? I have lived in many other states in the US, and I don't have hay fever, but I live in Texas, where everybody is allergic to the cedar. And messes me up. It's cedar season, so no matter what I do, no matter what medication I take, and yes, I've tried the neti pot. I hate the neti pot. I still have sniffles, and I'm just gonna have sniffles until March. That's just my life right now. So yeah. Now, it is my intention that if you see my face, whether here on live or anywhere else on the internet, that whatever burden you're carrying gets lifted off of you and chucked off into the dumpster where it belongs. Not on your back anymore. Yeah, so, Spirit, let's ease their fears, soothe their worries, their anxieties, and give them some clarity so that they can continue on their path forward. Thank you, Spirit. Some closing advice from my collective here today regarding the situation. Closing advice. So slippy. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, be patient with yourself as you work through this. It's gonna take some time, but that's okay. Be patient with yourself and give yourself some grace. I have incense going, actually. I've tried the whole kit and caboodle, but the cedar just kicks my butt every year. Don't be shy now. Come on. Closing advice for my collective spirit, please. I saw a flipper, but I want it to talk to me. I only accept the ones that land on the table, please, Spirit. Ooh, patience too. Be patient with yourself. Yep, thank you. There you go. Life is art. Paint your dreams, sing your songs, enjoy the dance. So yes, get into creativity. Transmute your pain through creativity. Creativity does not just have to be art, by the way. There's so much that humans do that is creative. Even architects are creative. Even mathematicians are creative. It's just not the way we think, you know? So whatever it is that lights that within you, do it. Any more advice for my collective dear spirit? Oh, this is such a pretty card. Harmony is pure love, for love is complete agreement. Yeah. Complete agreement. So let it be known, right? Yeah, music and dance. Let it be known that love is harmony. It is not one person constantly giving while the other benefits. Okay? It should be a symphony, not a solo. That's with yourself too. Your masculine and feminine energies on the inside should also be in harmony, okay? We should not be overgiving ourselves. We should not be overworking ourselves. And we should not be so passive that we kind of just let life flow on by. So remember that, okay? It's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to not be as ambitious, right? It's okay. But let them be in balance. Life is a great big canvas. Throw all the paint on it you can. Someone here paints. Get back into painting. And peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This is very true. Once you learn how to... My advice for people when it comes to relationships is to treat yourself like your perfect lover. Because someone will see how you love yourself, right? And will love that. They will love that about you because you already take care of yourself. You already treat yourself well. And how you treat yourself is how people will treat you. right? If you show your bare minimum, and it's you being your perfect ideal lover to yourself, yeah, that person who fits that love style will see how you're doing, and they will go, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. They will know what the standard is before you even open your mouth. And anyone who tells you that you're not allowed to have that standard, you're already doing everything you need to for yourself, and you can tell them to F off. Clearly, like, you're so much. Go find less. Yeah, that's my energy. Match my energy or go away. That way we're not wasting each other's time. Any more advice for the collective here before I release them to the wilds? Yes, don't overdo it though, okay? So if you're feeling spiritual burnout, my best advice to you is to put down the self-help book, stop picking yourself apart, and just relax for a little bit, okay? And I know no one wants to hear someone tell them to relax. What I mean by that is just take a break. Thank you. Go read like a fantasy novel or something. Read something else for a little bit. And I'm like everybody else, okay? I love self-help books, all that stuff. And you can easily get into a spiral of feeling like everything about you is broken, needs to be fixed. I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to change myself. No, you don't. You're perfectly fine as you are, okay? Do things you enjoy. It's okay to want to be more discerning. That's fine. But we can't just pick ourselves apart. There's nothing wrong with you that needs fixing, okay? Good night, friend. There's nothing that needs fixing. Do things you enjoy. You can read the self-help book later after you've integrated what you read. Okay? But go do something else that doesn't require you to pick yourself apart for a little bit. Alignment. I know that's right. Thank you for the likes. Any more advice, collective? Any more advice? You're welcome for the collective. Good morning, friend. I always find it interesting when the cards are loud for no reason. We need more quiet in our lives. Like, it got so quiet out of nowhere. Start reclaiming who you truly are. This reminds me of stained glass. It's so pretty. But start reclaiming who you truly are. You're a dragon. You're a dragon. Go be a dragon. You are moving on to a steady and reliable path. I told you, you're already doing a good job. Okay? Already doing a good job, you're already on the right path. Interesting. You want a person who comes into your life by accident but stays on purpose. Okay? And you are spiritually connected to those you love. Another dragon. I don't want to blind you guys with my ring light. In order for someone to stay on purpose, in order for you to receive what you're looking for, you have to embody this. Okay? Yes, be the dragon. Tap into yourself. The hottest love has the coldest end. Yeah, the hottest love has the coldest end. So yes, be wary of those breadcrumbing techniques, right? Like, you're already working on that, right? We don't have to shut everybody out, but just be aware. If someone comes at you super intense in the beginning, pay attention, okay? Okay? I'll do 2 more. Beautiful. Yes, that's a beautiful practice. That's a beautiful ending. Stop criticizing yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. I love that. And then all you need is to believe in yourself. That's so cute, Spirit. Good grief. You're gonna make me cry. And never give up on something you really want. How cute. Oh my god. Yeah. That's so cute. Okay, I'm out of here before I start ugly crying. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that was helpful. Like, I really do. Yeah, but please remember, love yourself first, okay? Not that you can't have someone in your life while still learning to love yourself, but there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. We always tell people, you're broken, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay? No, you don't. So, yes, I hope that was helpful. If you are interested in a personal reading, I offer those at the link in my bio. You're welcome, you too. Please feel free to check that out. If you're watching this on the YouTube, when I post it later, that link will be in the description box down below. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do to celebrate 1K followers is I'm going to do like a scheduled stream where I do a Q&A. I think that sounds really fun, where I'm not slinging cards and we're just chatting. I think that would actually be a really fun way to celebrate. I'll figure out when to do that. But yeah, feel free to check out that link, see if I vibe with you. If I don't, and this is the last time I see you, thank you for allowing me into your energy, for your time, and for choosing me to be your reader for the evening, for the morning, whatever this is for you. And I wish you all the love, luck, abundance, joy, happiness, healing, health, wealth, and prosperity in your life. Yeah, on your journey. And please remember that life is an ever crooked path and you are never off of it, okay? If you do vibe with me, you have chosen to follow me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish all the same for you as well, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!